Welcome to Origin Stories. I'm RD.
I'm Parrot.
We're telling stories behind the digital art revolution.
Each week we interview top artists
and live stream with the community.
Let's go. Today is tomorrow's origin story. Yo.
Wow.
Yo.
Everybody's live. We're breaking records. This is the greatest live stream ever put together. I'm declaring, even if that's not true, I'm declaring it right now. Parrot and I are here. Han, the creator of CryptoCubes, is here. Nicholas Daniels here. I'm just reading right across. Patrick James is here. Philip Hodis is here. Fuck Render is here. Victor Mascara is here. Although those two are frozen right now, we're going to figure that out. We promise. And a lot of money down on the bottom right. The only reason your name is last is because of that. In order is here. And the people who can't make it today that we're going to give a shout out now and get back to in a little bit, but that's Refik Anadol cannot join us today. Roger Kilimanjaro and Arc4G, all of whom are part of this CryptoCubes and Nifty Gateway drop. They couldn't make it today, but we have some fun quotes to read later from them. I don't even know where to start, everybody. This is absolute madness, but maybe we start with Han. We should start with Han. Han, you created CryptoCubes. How are you feeling right at this moment?
I think I can't talk, and also it would be good to start with the artists. This project happened with them, so I think we should start with artists.
I love the message. Let's do exactly that. Real quick, before we do that, let's give some shout outs in the community. Slain 2010, hey, what's going on? Q Films TV, hey. That Black, whoa, big squad today, indeed. Brandon Kang Films, key to the CryptoCubes team. Let's fucking go. Yes, Brandon, let's fucking go indeed. And then MBSJQ checking in with a let's go. All right. Those are our shout outs. Welcome to the community. Again, I'm going to go in order. Actually, let's go in reverse order. A lot of money. Yes. I introduced you last. Let's have you go first. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. Great. So many things happening, so many great projects, and it's a very good moment to be in NFTs.
And what did CryptoCubes mean to you? Why CryptoCubes for you? How did they enter your world?
Oh, first time I heard of CryptoCubes was you. You were posting one morning. You were posting about CryptoCube, and you make me want to FOMO in instantly. So I read about the project. I thought it was a great idea to have a token that can have so many different use cases. And I decided to jump in at this time. And the cube I bought is also the cube I used for this project.
Fantastic. Victor Mascara, you are sitting right next to a lot of money visually. How are you? How are you feeling today?
I'm good, man. The drop, this stuff. So,
All right, we're still Victor and Fred. We're still having a few audio issues. Let's loop back to you guys. We're still getting a little chopped up audio. Pause over there. Let's shoot over to Philip Hodis.
Hey everyone. So I'm very good. Very kind of like the space is just really exciting right now, or I mean has been for weeks, if not months. I'm really pumped about the CryptoCube drop. I had a lot of fun with the piece because like it's the CryptoCubes are like so minimalistic, so I went kind of like into the opposite direction and did like a little bit of like sci-fi grungy rusty kind of thing. I'm really excited to see like the reception of the piece and of the like entire drop, and good to be here.
And where did CryptoCubes first strike your radar? What inspired you to say, hey, this is something I want to be a part of, and what's the sort of the value that you see in a CryptoCube?
Well, it was actually thanks to you, Roger, because we were talking in DMs and you kind of like, you check out this project. I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And we were kind of discussing doing like a little bit of like sort of like, I'm not sure, like fan art or sort of artwork that would kind of work with them. And we actually even like started on a little bit of a like concept for it, but it never kind of ended up coming into fruition. So, but I follow the CryptoCubes, project pretty much since you told me about it. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to kind of scoop up some cubes in the beginning, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I was really glad that I could kind of, go back to it and sort of make my vision reality.
Absolutely, and that was the era when, shout out, Too Much Lag was somebody who had done a piece of fan art, and there were a few others in that early era. And I think, Philip, that's probably when you and I were talking about exactly that, bringing one to life, and fun times.
Fun times.
Let's go up to Patrick James. Key to the team concept.
Yeah, so I was actually in the marketplace to put something in a DCL estate that I had just bought. And so I was looking around for, an NFT that I could use that had 3D functionality. And that's when I ran around CryptoCubes, the project, and I reached out to Han personally and asked him, was he interested in porting these files over to DCL? And so we worked together to get what then became, the gallery that I have in DCL. And so I just think that it's amazing to have, an NFT that has multiple use cases and kind of pushing the envelope of what's happening within the community right now. And that's what makes me excited about this project.
I think, speaking of people's involvement, I owe a lot of my involvement to you. You were one of the first couple things that all aligned. But seeing that cube brought to life in your Decentraland estate, that was a magical moment. That made it real to me, as it was not just, a lot of people have interacted with CryptoCubes and might think they're just spinning cubes, just a spinning cube NFT, and there's so much more. I mean, and that really drove the point home that you can interact, you can blow them up, they can rotate, they can go across metaverses. That it became a pretty powerful concept the more that I saw. So yeah, thank you, Patrick James.
Yeah, absolutely. You can thank Colin. He did the hard coding work.
That is true.
It's all his brilliance.
Thank you, Han. And Nicholas Daniel.
Hey, nice to meet you all. I'm super excited to be here. Quite nervous because I don't speak English very well, but super excited, super exciting time. I followed the CryptoCube journey since the beginning, and I love to see how it evolved. And love the way of thinking of Anne to not stop just for doing just CryptoCubes, but bring artists together and make something bigger. And love that.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting time.
And how did you? Maybe a different question to ask. How did you select the cube that you decided to feature?
Based on the colors, I was looking for a CryptoCube, kind of black or white, kind of gray style, to work with him and put some colors in it. What I love and what I discover when Anne sent me the file, I just open the 3D files and just discover the complexity of the inside of the CryptoCubes. Some cubes hidden inside others cubes. So that's what I love in this cube, and what I try to do in my piece. It's kind of a digital dissection of the CryptoCube 4.
It's a fascinating and unique angle, right? Exploring the inside, the inside of a cube.
Yeah.
Let's go back down there. Victor Mascara.
Yeah.
Try it one more time.
Good now. Yeah.
I could see you cleanly now. Just can't hear you cleanly now. Uh-oh. All right. Time out down there. We're gonna try to get you back. Let's go. And then Han, how about going back to you now? Now that we've heard from the artists on the CryptoCubes drop, I think they're gonna try to come back in. But how about you? How do you feel now?
Okay, I'm a little bit relieved right now, not nervous, and gathering all of the strong artists and a bit of people together for this drop means a lot to me, because I entered this space almost I'm being in this space almost in 1 year. I tried to explore this scene, and I think the main important part is to communicate with the creators and the developers of this scene. So after this next gateway drop, I think this journey will have much more meaningful achievements, because we are planning to gather much more strong artists. And yeah, that's all I can say. I'm really excited for the drop. I'm really excited for the works. I watched every work almost 10 times, and let's see what will happen.
You're in the show.
They're
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Is it better now?
Oh, there they are. Hey.
There you go. It was Fred's phone. You see, it's always his fault. It's always my fault.
It just do this when you're there.
Okay, so wait, what was the question?
Question is first. Just how are you feeling? How are you feeling today?
Good, man. Good. I'm happy to be here. Talk that everybody's here too. Dude, yeah, like I think I told you guys before, I was like super stoked when I saw like the initial lineup. Like I'm such a fan of everybody here. Everybody's like a great artist. There's some like really close friends here, so I'm super stoked to be here too.
And how did you decide? How did you decide on your cube? What lit you up about the project, and then making that specific selection to feature?
Dude, okay, so I chose like 3 cubes at the beginning, and I was like, I wasn't sure about like which cube to go to, because like if you see, like I guess like my work is very like character centered sometimes, but then I also have one of the main reasons why I thought this was like a very good idea, and that like it fits with my work. I have like a series of objects that I do that is like spheres and like pyramids and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to treat this as kind of like the same way that I treat those pieces from like my archives. So the one thing that I did was kind of like go through all the cubes and see like the possibilities. And it's really hard, because like there's a bunch of those cubes that they're very interesting in like their own way. So it's kind of hard to like pick one. So the way that I did it was just basically go through all of them and go through like the simpler ones, like the more minimalistic cubes, because that's kind of like more, I guess, like my taste. And then I think I chose like number 222 or something like that. And very last minute, I was like DMing Hannah. I was like, "Yo, is it okay if I change it for like for this one?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So I chose one that is very complex, depending on like the angle that you look at it from. So if you look at it from the side, it has a bunch of like details and crevices and stuff like that. But then the way that I put it in the image is like a very I guess like the camera angle helps it look way more minimalistic, which is like, again, like it fits better with my style. So I think I chose the cube based on like, you know, like kind of experimenting with the camera and see which one kind of like fit a composition that I, you know, like find soothing better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fred, fuck render.
Yo.
How are you feeling today?
Pretty good.
And the question I want to ask you is, how did you choose your cube? Because I know there's a special answer there.
Yeah. So the first time I learned about CryptoCube because of you, and you told me, dude, you need to get in. It's like a very cool project and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't add much ETH in my wallet, so I said, oh, I'll wait a little bit. And I don't remember the price it was back then, but it was probably like 2 or 3 ETH or something. And like a couple weeks after I checked, it was like 9 ETH, and I was like, oh shit, that just literally blew up, and I fucking missed that train. So I was like, and you started to talk about this project, and I was really interested because I think I really love the aesthetic of the whole thing, and it's nice that you can literally play with your cube, and it's something that is very interesting, is being able to give the collector a chance to do whatever they want with it, actually. So I decided to buy one for 10 ETH back then. So to me, it was just making sense that I use the one I bought for this project, of course.
You get to bring it to life.
Yeah, exactly. And I like to bring my NFTs to life, so.
You're just bragging, dude.
I'm bragging. Just because you have nothing to
brag. Exactly, dude.
I'm gonna do two more things, and I'm passing the mic to Parrot. So Parrot, get your line of questioning ready, because I'm just gonna shut up and let all these beautiful people talk. I want to do one first thing. Shout outs to the remainder of the community that's in here. Freight Train, hey yo, happy Thursday live stream. Amazing crew here today. Thank you for joining us, Lewis. Manette 4 legends. I agree. We're in the presence of a lot of legends right now. Snail Express is here, proud CryptoCube owner. Welcome, Snail. And Saad Hader is here and says, most humble visual orgasm provider in the space is here. A lot of money. He was talking about you, my friend. And the last thing I'm going to do is read two quotes really quickly and pass the mic to Parrot. The first quote is from Roger Kilimanjaro, who's also an artist involved in this drop. Roger K says this: my journey with CryptoCubes started when Han graciously gifted me my first cube. I then watched the project unfold and become this iconic movement, which I'm very grateful to be a part of. It was an honor to work on this project among all these formidable artists. For this fun exercise, I gave life to my cube by adding a fun little twist to it, the ability to react to music. A little teaser about where Roger went. Hope you guys will like it. And then last but not least, a quote from Refik Anadol. A quote from Arc4G. What am I saying? Refik, get well soon. Quote from Arc4G. First of all, I want to say that I'm extremely honored to be among those amazing artists in this project. You guys are legends. Makes me really happy to be a part of this. And thank you, Han, for this amazing opportunity. I'll always be grateful. My goal and vision for the project was to have as much fun as possible and not stress out. I wanted to make something pretty and shiny and fit wonderfully with the CryptoCube I picked. Whoever gets my cube, just know it was made with pure happiness. Enjoy. And that's Arc4G, also involved in the drop. Paradism, I'm shutting up. Floor is yours. Take it where you want to go.
All right. Well, first of all, I wanted to point out how funny it is that like so many of us learned about CryptoCubes from Roger. Everyone was like, Roger told me about this. And Roger also told me about CryptoCubes a few months ago now. So I picked up one of them myself. Really cool project, Han. I've been following it, I guess, ever since Roger told me about it as well.
I want to make it clear real quick. I got in late, guys. So it's incredible. A lot of you heard it first to me. I got involved in the last tranche of CryptoCubes. Like, I felt like the train had passed me by. Like, Patrick was in there. A lot of these different people were in there. And so I find that almost like it warms my heart. But I also thought I was late when I found out about them. So on and on we go. Go ahead.
I should say that I probably heard about them before you were talking about them, Roger, because I was following Han on Twitter and saw some of his art on Super Rare, I believe. But definitely, started paying more attention when you started talking about it and stuff. So yeah, really cool project. I'm super pumped to see what the Nifty Drop is going to look like and where all of you wonderful artists took the cubes. I have like pictures in my head of what I think each one might look like. So I'm excited to see what they'll actually look like. I guess a question for Han, what was, can you tell me about like when you started this project, CryptoCubes as a whole? And I guess we can dive in a little bit more towards the Nifty Drop at the end of it, but what was the thought process? What were you trying to create when you first did this?
For the CryptoCubes and creators, or for CryptoCubes?
Just CryptoCubes and then CryptoCubes and creators. Let's do like A, B.
Okay. So the CryptoCubes is basically my graduation project. I made it in my last semester when I was graduating. And it was also about the architectural spaces, modular architectural spaces. Then when I found out about the NFT scene, I decided to create a collectible project for a use case in metaverses for 3D objects. So I created 256 CryptoCubes, which is a 8-bit color degree, which is a meaningful number. And so the plan is also related to CryptoCubes and creators, which is the main goal is to gather 256 artists for the CryptoCubes and creators.
Cool. Yeah. So so this is just the first wave, I guess, of the 256, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Really cool stuff. Yeah. So who I guess who'd you hit up first, and how'd you get the ball rolling with Nifty, and how did the CryptoCubes and creators come into fruition?
For CryptoCubes and creators, in the first I was thinking, okay, this is a collectible project. I'm trying to add this a use case, but these are not fundamentally an art objects. So it touches the art, but it is mainly a collectible project. And then I thought that maybe we can use those 3D files to create a new idea. So we are right now in the world's different parts, and we are creating with a single CryptoCube, and each artist using with their creative style. And after, if we reach to 256th artist, and this can be also a collectible project, a collectible art project, which is created by all of the artists. I think it will really create a strong foundation for this scene.
Yeah, I have to agree. That's really cool because it's such a cool standalone project as it is, with like the use cases for like the metaverse, Decentraland, the collectability of it. But by bringing all these artists on board, it really does cement it as an art project as well, which I think is really cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So for I guess the creators all here, what were your biggest I guess like hurdles in creating something around a CryptoCube? Like I'll start with you. A lot of money. Did you feel like it fit right into your style, or what was your creative approach to it?
No, I had to think about it because obviously a cube was not something I could use in my classical composition. And then I found an idea and I decided that this cube in particular could be anything. It's a pretty square cube with only two colors, very old red and some kind of faded khaki green. And I decided to use those color and to integrate it in something that I think is still my style. And I try not to spoil too much of what I did. But I used the cube several times in the same artwork, and it represents different elements at each time. So the cube is everywhere, but I cannot say much more.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, dude. I can't wait to see it. Philip?
Yeah, so for me, I think the most difficult part was actually selecting a cube, because there's like so many of them, and I had kind of like general idea of where I want to take it, because we already, as I mentioned, kind of like messed around with some cubes in my style with Roger, like I don't know, in January or something.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so I have like a little bit of vision for what I want to do, but which of these 256 cubes is going to be like the perfect one? Because obviously I didn't want to kind of try like 20 of them, because I know myself and I would just keep going back and forth like, oh, is this really better? I don't know. So then I kind of figured out, I think it's 223, because I kind of like that it's very sort of like a monolithic, or almost it's like a giant pillar of cubes. And I also like that the color palette it's like orange and purple, so it was kind of like nice color combo to work with.
Definitely.
And I mean, it was like a lot of fun trying to, because like as a lot of money mentioned, that there is like it can be anything. So I was trying to kind of like get into this a little bit of like storytelling angle with it. So yeah, it was like a lot of fun to see like how can like the cubes really turn into pretty much anything within like the artist's sort of universe or like style.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, man. I'm all this is getting me so pumped to see what these are gonna look like. Brad, are you there?
Sorry, I had to unmute my mic. Yeah,
you're all good, dude. What were like the biggest hurdles in getting a CryptoCube into your art, and what kind of direction did you take it?
What was the
without
first?
giving too much away.
What was the first bit of the question? Sorry.
Oh, like what was the most difficult aspect of working a CryptoCube into your art style, and then how did it all turn out without giving too much away?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't find any like difficulties. I think it's like it's really well designed, so it's like it's everything is like super compact. So to me, like I kind of see it like I don't want to say this because it doesn't make honor to this, but like a kind of a Rubik cube. So my goal was like, but it's like a like how I see it is like a force cube or something. So I wanted to create something that, yeah, I can't really talk about this because otherwise I'll just tell everybody what I did. So yeah, I'm not talking too much about this, but it was very simple and like very easy to work with, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I know you can't tell everyone exactly what it looks like. Nicholas, what about you?
Yeah, I was excited about working with this CryptoCube because I'm a web developer, so I make the most of my PCs with code. So when Had told me about this project and want to me evolve in it, I was directly okay. I will try to make something with code because CryptoCubes are made in code. So I in my PCs I work a lot with cubes. So I was so happy to work on it too. And yeah, I tried to make something in code to explore this cube, and that was really fun.
Cool.
And stressful because to be among all those artists, it was so kind of stressful to be, oh fuck, I don't gonna make it.
Awesome, dude. I can't wait to see it. And then Patrick, what process did you have your hands in with CryptoCubes Creators?
Yeah, so I mean, this is really Hans, extension, his idea, right? He kind of formed this team in the background for CryptoCubes, and we kind of all decided that we love the project the way it is, and we wanted to continue to add community value and extend the reach of it. And Han came up with this idea of, there should be an artwork for every single cube, and he started reaching out to artists, and it just kind of fell in place. So I've just been a support system, and I've seen some of the creations that have come out of these phenomenal artists, and I just think it's going to be mind blowing on Nifty on April 9th. I'm really excited for it, and I think that the sky's the limit. Really, I'm excited to continue the project and invite new artists and get their perspectives, because I think the perspective of each artist and their universe is just incredible. How they incorporate and they look at something like Hans CryptoCubes and then bring it into their world. So hopefully I can maybe snag one of your guys' creations and put it up on my wall.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys talk at all yet about the mechanics of this drop, and if it's going to be open editions or auctions or anything like that, or are you keeping that under wraps?
So we released a video. In the first year, we will have 256 limited edition. Each of them will be printed and signed and will be shipped to the owners. And then 8 artists' works will be auctioned 101. And in the final phase, we are going to auction a CryptoCube. We will especially auction a work, but the owner of the work will receive a CryptoCube.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I'll be there April 9th with my mouse fingers ready to click. And pass the mic back to RD.
And let's not forget Victor Mascara off camera. Let's bring it back in.
He's in the room right now.
Yeah, Victor just had like a emergency call. Not emergency, sorry. It's probably not the right word to use, but you get what I mean. But he's gonna come back in like 2 minutes. But he had like a very important call to do.
All good, all good. Well,
I didn't forget Victor.
let's open the floor up. Instead of biasing it with questions, just want to get just raw reactions of what is on your mind as it relates to your artwork, your approach, the project as a whole, just wherever you personally want to take it. Please just take the floor and riff. And I'll start somewhere in the middle of this. And actually, since I just was looking for Victor, Fred, I'm gonna stay on you with that. So take the mic anywhere you want to go. Take the floor anywhere you want to go as it relates to you, your art, the project, anywhere.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of pressure you're putting on me right now. No, but like for real, like this project is gonna be crazy. There's so many insane artists part of this project. Yeah, and like it's gonna be cool. Like it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes as like individual one-on-one for this whole project. I think it's gonna be interesting, and I think it's gonna. I don't have the proper word to try to say what I want to say, but I think it's gonna be cool for the future of CryptoCubes. That to start implementing collaboration with other artists. I think this is a very smart move. I don't know whose idea it was to start doing this, but like I really like this, and I think it's cool that you guys are allowing the community to be part of this. Yeah.
I love it. Speaking of community, use that as an opportunity. Real quick, go over to Matthew Wu, goats. I agree. We're looking at a lot of goats in the room right now. That is for sure. And then Noglin in here sending some love back to you, my friend. Welcome to the party. Let's go and pass the mic to Nicholas. Let's go back to you next. Anywhere you'd like to go with it. What's on your mind?
Whoa, difficult question. I would say thank you, Han, for having me in this project, and thank you for having me in this live stream. I'm super honored to be here, and what I love in this project is Han made this during his studies. He tried to learn code, he learned Python, he tried to understand how NFTs work. He learned so much. I heard some interview about him, and he learned so much in short time. And this project is so inspiring in so many ways because, yeah, he learned to code. He learned how to put things together. He bring artists together. He met a lot of people in this world. And when I open my timeline on Twitter, always speaking about CryptoCubes somewhere in my timeline. And this is very huge, and it's just 25, and this guy is inspiring, and just want to take the mic to say that yes, congratulations for this project and all of your work.
Yeah, let's double down on that point. Han, origin story came out this morning. A full interview going into your backstory. And Nicholas, I think it's a fabulous point to bring up. Just approaching a 1-year anniversary in the space and learning the code and evaluating the space and the landscape, testing contracts, evolving contracts, bringing these CryptoCubes to life, deciding on a format, and then having the scope of the 256, like very, very clean project. Clear boundaries, a lot of diversity and rarity traits within the cubes. And then now, again, like Nicholas said, to shout out, just bringing the community together, the artists together, and a much grander vision for the project. A few of the reasons why I think we all believe in it. So let's go to Mr. Money. Mr. Money, yeah. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, as far as I can talk about my piece, it's hard. What I really like about all the cubes that I saw is that some of them had some symmetry, and some other had no real shapes, and it was possible to approach the project differently. I saw many examples of what my friends did here, and you're right to be expecting to see them, because what I saw was totally amazing, and everyone is telling a different story, and I think it's going to be what would be the most obvious thing about this drop, is that everyone has his own universe and his own way to treat something as simple as a group of cubes. And this experience is great, because I heard that it's going to be every cube. The goal is to have an artist working on each cube created. So I can't wait to see what this will look like when the collection will be over. It will be a total landscape of different imaginations with almost the same starting point.
Well said. I think about that future, Dave. It's already unbelievable to me to see you all here, right? And then layer in Arc4G and Roger Kilimanjaro and Refik Anadol, who can't be here today, but are very much part of this initial wave of 8 artists. But yeah, I mean, thinking how amazed we all are seeing you here now, and then projecting that to the number 256. It's just, it's hard to believe. It is hard to believe, but it's happening, and it's rolling on. Philip Hodas, bring it on back. What's on your mind? Hearing all this stuff, where do you want to take the conversation?
Yeah, I was just like thinking about the whole like collaboration aspect of this sort of drop, or like the project, especially when Han mentioned that there will be like more sort of like similar collaborations moving forward. I think that's really cool, because I'm not sure if it's like just me, I suppose not, but like I often get kind of stuck overthinking where to start, what to do, what should be the next like series or something, where how to start with another piece. But these like collaboration projects are so much fun, because you get like some sort of like constraints, and you can get really creative with them. And I kind of found out that it was like a lot of fun to start with like something kind of as like random as like cube structure, and kind of turn it into something else. And I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm really glad to see this sort of collaboration projects in the space. I think it's very, very good way to bring people together and sort of show off the creativity of the community. Love it. Community, creativity, collaborate. Yeah, the collaborative spirit. I think that's what makes the space interesting right now. That's I think one of the best things going on is seeing some of these crossover experiments, seeing things that are complementary to the artist's art, that don't like interfere with it or step in. Something that just kind of jumping over, having some fun, and then getting back to obviously what all of you do so well. We have Slain 2010 saying, "I love my cube. It is going nowhere." Appreciate that. And then Chow the Dude sends some love. Welcome to the party. Patrick James, what's on your mind today?
Yeah, I just, not being an artist, I think it's going to be incredible as you look to the future, just have 256 artists that are in this space kind of be cataloged from a point of view of starting with a cube, and really bringing everybody together in this community through Han's vision of the CryptoCubes is just, it's a fascinating concept. And I think even we don't understand how powerful it's going to be when it's completed, right? However long it takes us to get to 256, I just think that it's going to be a very powerful statement at the end of a body of work attributed to the community that we've built around, CryptoCubes and the larger crypto art movement.
I want to take a moment, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go around the room here. One of the other things that's really fascinating about 256, and to pull it back to the 8, right? I want to go around the room and just, if you're comfortable, country of origin, and then something unique about you. We're sort of developing this global experience in NFTs and crypto art, digital art at large. If you're comfortable, country of origin, and then something unique about your style, even separate of the project, just say something about your art, your approach in the NFT space, period, end of story. And let's start down there with Fuckrender. Fred, how about you?
Yeah, I'm based in Canada. I live in Vancouver, and I'd say like I've talked more about it lately, but like I'm not the most technical person. I don't, and this is something that I've been struggling a lot, like with commercial work in the past. That I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna do like a car that's melting into other bullshit that you'll see that is like super technical. But my work is revolving all about past traumas. I know you and I, Roger, talked about this a lot in private and in different podcasts. But like, I had like a different childhood than a lot of people. But anyway, like, no, everybody has their own shit. But I use my art as a diary journal, but also as a um, get get through my past trauma or emotions or everything that I'm living at the very moment. To me, it's how I can just turn the page and create something new. And yeah.
I appreciate it. There's so many different approaches to art, and I think the most important thing is that it's the story, right? The story, true to the story, and putting that story forward, whatever that story means to you. And I always find myself drawn to that authenticity. So appreciate that. All right, let's go to Philip, right next to Fred visually. How about you? Where are you from, and then some unique things about your style and your art personally.
Okay, so I'm like location, like physically?
or area. Yeah, like I'm kind of thinking
All right.
like what country do you hail from? Because we're all across the globe. We really are.
Yeah, so I'm from Prague, Czech Republic. It's like in the middle of Europe, and about my style, well, it's quite difficult to summarize my style because I kind of over the years I kind of tried a lot of stuff, but I kind of like to always it's not that I would like to necessarily get out of my comfort zone. It's pretty annoying, but I get really bored of some sort of aspects of stuff that I do. So I try to create like these series that encapsulate these sort of various different ideas, concepts, or like even visual styles. Yeah, I guess that like what most people know me for are these like pop culture themed structures built in like dystopian wastelands with like some decay, graffiti, a lot of rust, and I try to kind of explore new areas of these concepts as well, but it's sometimes quite tough to figure out something that connects in some way to the previous work, and move it forward. But yeah, I'm planning to do a lot more explorations this year since thanks to NFTs, I can afford to really go in and kind of experiment and don't have to worry about like doing a bunch of client jobs all the time and all-nighters when the deadline's tight and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that.
Now you're pulling all-nighters on behalf of your passions.
Yeah. I mean, it's true that I was like, oh yeah, I got rid of client projects, and then I realized that ever since like I don't know January, I've been in my office like way more than I used to, because now I can like work on my personal projects, and it's like really exciting to be out there kind of like connecting with people and following the whole space, how it evolves. It's like such a like it's crazy. Like January feels like it was like a year ago. I think that we talked about this in like DMs, that the first Origin Story interview, or like the second, was like what, January, mid-January, and it feels like it was ages ago.
It was even later than that.
Oh really? Oh my god.
It was just over 2 months ago.
Jesus. I finally know how like grandparents feel, and like, oh, that was like last week and it was like 10 years ago. So it's like a reverse of this.
Exactly. And something I want to say about Philip Hodis, in my humble opinion, one of the, actually, one of the most humble artists in the entire NFT space, and just otherworldly talented. That's what I'm saying, Philip. I'm stepping in there and saying that.
I'm really bad with like compliments and stuff like that. So don't do this to me. I'm really appreciative.
I'm intentionally making you uncomfortable.
I'm gonna be flashing.
Let's go to a lot of money. A lot of money. Where do you hail from, and talk to us about your art?
As you can tell by my accent, I live in London. I'm French, and yes, I come from Paris. I was born in Paris, and now I live in the south of France. And what would you like me?
I want to hear. We want to hear about your art. Your art, separate of the project, but just how you approach it, or something you've been focused on recently. Wherever you want to take that question.
My art is mostly about collage and then animation of the collage. I love to grab elements from many things I like, and try to make something that at least will make you smile, and if possible make you laugh, because I think it's important. It's important in art to have some kind of humor here and there. And that's my point of focus. Then I'd like to I would like to find and to buy what I create. You know, when I'm doing something, I'm trying to put as much thing as possible that would make me say I want this on my wall. And curiously, I don't have any art of mine on my walls, but that's the way I see my art. I try to put as much reference and things as possible to have something that seems to talk to a lot of people who have the same geek sci-fi movies, culture, pop culture, and that's what I'm trying to explore right now. And I'm going deeper and deeper in animation, and in you will see my next pieces are a bit more technical than before, but I try to keep the same spirit.
A lot of money. I think you hold the world NFT record for most belly laughs generated through your art. I think you're spreading. You're both very, very talented at what you do, but you're absolutely spreading that joy all over the place.
I want that award. Yes.
It's yours. It is yours.
Thank you.
Nicholas Daniel, where do you hail from, and tell us something about your unique art?
Okay, I come from France, but I'm living right now in Montreal. My style, I don't know if I have a visual style, because as I said before, I'm a web developer, full-time job, and I learned back in the years to make some visual stuff in code. So I quickly fell in love with all the possibilities code can have. So I try to learn more and more about the possibilities in making art just in your browser. Or I learned how to make code in Blender 2 months ago, and I love it right now. So yeah, I love to play with algorithms and kind of primitive shapes like cubes and platonic shapes. So I think it's my style to make things with code and speak with languages and algorithms. I love math since I'm a baby. No, perhaps not a baby, but since I'm in school, and yeah, discovering that we can make visual things in just line of code. This is a revelation for me back in the years, and I want to do that all my life.
It's wonderful to hear that. I have to admit, I was less familiar with your work heading into this project, and I can't say anything too specifically. You teased the concept a bit earlier, but seeing your artworks was one of the more mind-blowing experiences for me in terms of how you decided to go about it and just what it said about your art. So I very much appreciate that, and then caused me to veer off and explore you a lot further, coming out of the project.
Thank you very much. I'm kind of like Philip. I'm gonna blush, so thank you.
I'm just gonna try to make you all as awkward as possible at some point in this live stream. On the artist front, not the creator, which is you, Han, but on the artist front, who's part of the drop. Last but very much not least, Victor Mascara, are you back?
I made it. Sorry, I just booked like 10 meetings at the same time, so I just realized that I have to run for a meeting, but I'm back, dude. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
You're doing the thing. So Victor, where do you hail from? And then tell us something separately of the project. Tell us something about your art and your general philosophy surrounding your art.
Oh, okay. What was the first question though?
Where do you hail from? Where are you from?
Oh, okay. So I'm from Colombia originally, but I'm based in Vancouver now, obviously. And yeah, so basically, like if you're not familiar with my work, I guess you can describe it as like something that like it's very surrounded, by like symbolism, and it's very inspired by spirituality. Not like in a new era kind of way, but like I just talk about a lot of like death and like kind of like the afterlife, stuff like meditation, but like not meditation in the way of like like breathing in and out. But like my aim is to like treat stuff in your brain to like think about like how are you connected with everything pretty much that's surrounded you, So yeah, so I do a lot of like if you're not familiar with my first drop, it's called Everything Connected. Kind of like about that, kind of like an ode to how everything is connected. And yeah, like I do also, I guess, like a bunch of stuff for like music collaborations and stuff like that. So yeah, dude, honestly, it's very hard to describe like my work because I don't want to do like sentences or like verbs to be like, oh, my work is surreal or this or that. So yeah, I'm just kind of like talking about kind of like what's in my brain when I create my work, and then I guess it's up to everybody else, like the audience, to kind of like interpret the work and kind of like see how like what it means to them, I guess.
One of my favorite parts of your philosophy was asking the question why, right? Posing the question to somebody else and saying, what's your answer, right? I appreciate that. I appreciated that discussion that we had on your old origin story. Just asking the viewer, asking the collector, what do you feel and why?
That's super important, man. Like I feel like I guess like everybody here has like a clear stuff in the brain, either it's like a direct inspiration from like a movie, a song, or life, or whatever it is. Like everybody has something in their brain when they're creating the piece of work. But I feel like if you're not upfront with that, you don't have like a physical description of like what it means, literally everybody's gonna like see the piece either in a gallery or online or in your Instagram or whatever, and everybody's gonna come up with a different kind of like interpretation, and everybody's gonna come up with a different connection to that piece based on their context, right? So like if you don't tell me anything, I don't know you as an artist, if Fred here is one of like Joe's pieces, it's gonna mean something totally different that was gonna happen to me like in my brain, right? So I feel like that's one of the most like important things about like songs or like pieces of art, theater, movies, that kind of stuff. I feel like everybody's like an important key element for that like connection between artist and audience to happen. Like that's kind of like the beautiful thing about it, in my opinion.
Han, where do you hail from? Tell us something about your art.
Hi, right now I'm in Istanbul, and for my creations, I can say I'm mainly exploring in my last series, I was exploring light and I was understanding the light, and I created a story about light. And after that, I tried to learn about the optics and the mathematic rules, and I was trying to understand the world and the digital world. And right now in my new series, I'm trying to understand sound and music. So I can say my style is to explore and learn about the new parameters and create a story about it.
That sense of exploration, that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing.
Yeah.
Parrot, bring us home. I feel like I'm at another point where I've talked enough. I need to give you the mic.
Man, I'm just really hyped to see what this project's gonna look like. Han, you've done a really great job of curating some really awesome artists here. And I think it's so cool that like everyone's starting off with a crypto cube. So everyone's starting off with like the same base material almost. And it's really exciting to see how each artist interprets that and fits it into their own work and like how or what it represents to them. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to April 9th. Like I said, I've been following CryptoCubes for a minute. Such a cool project, and I'm excited to see the expansion of it, I guess, as it becomes like a really community-oriented art piece.
Yeah, I also can't imagine right now to gather 256 ideas. You know, this is really exciting to see every artist's strong ideas will come together, and yeah, it will be a really good experience from my opinion.
All right, everybody. I think we did it. I think we took up enough of everyone's time. I again, just going back to the base premise that all of these incredible artists and people all got together today for a literal full hour. That blows my mind. It speaks to each of you as human beings, even beyond the artistry, just to all get together here. And this is one mental snapshot. This screen right here, it's so many of my literal favorite people in the NFT space, all on one screen. Let's mint this. Let's mint this screen, right? But running it down, we have Nicholas Daniel. We have Patrick James, Crypto Beverage on Twitter. Been in this space a lot longer than me, standing on the shoulders of giants over there. A lot of money down there. Han, creator of CryptoCubes. Philip Hodas, Victor Mascara, Fuck Render. Thank you all. See you April 9th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anne. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
Guys.
Thank you, everyone.
And Parrotism. See you, Parrotism.
Thank you, Parrot.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for taking the time.
We love you, man, of course.